This is a Poet Punch podcast.
And we're back.
And we're back.
And we're in. Okay.
All right. And the number we are generating today is 30.
30. Oh,
nice
shit.
And low.
Oh,
nice
shit.
and low. Have we done 30
We've
before?
had 31, so I reckon it's D. We're getting a D.
We got Hack, Hag, Haley Cooper, Hammer, Hammerhead, Haazareth. It's Haazareth.
Haazareth. Okay, would you like to read Haazareth?
The Haazareth are a trio of demons that serve Mephisto. Fascinating. I know Mephisto's now canon as well.
Yeah.
Because they're mentioned briefly in Agatha,
Yeah.
right? Or are they mentioned more in Agatha because I've only seen 3 episodes?
Right.
Are they more? Is it more?
No, but like...
They just briefly mentioned
It's
it.
briefly mentioned, yeah.
All right. In hell, shortly after assisting the birth of Reed and Sue Richards, daughter Doctor Doom. What?
No. Dr. Doom made a pact
Right.
with...
Then
Yeah.
Doctor Doom made a pact with the Haazareth. He had comes to the conclusion that they were to finally beat Reed Richards. The way to beat him was to use sorcery, an area that Richards had absolutely no knowledge in. Genius. Get the science guy, and then just go, actually, we're going to use magic today. And it's like, fuck! He sacrificed his greatest love, Valeria, to the demons, and in return they granted him a mystical might that proved to be capable of posing a threat to Doctor Strange himself. And what do we even do?
Okay, I have an idea.
Right.
And we follow on from what we were kind of setting up in one of the previous episodes. And we do Midnight Suns.
Yeah, we'll like stake all the Midnight Suns in some way.
And we have it that these are our villains of the movie.
Audience listeners that are jumping onto this episode, we are referring to episode 2.
Oh, the Glyph episode,
Glyph.
yeah.
That's what we're referring to. What do they even look like?
All right. Just like the real Marvel
Haazareth
Cinematic Universe, we will require you to do your homework.
Yeah. You know the current overabundance of homework in the MCU? Yeah, you got to do more for this podcast.
Yeah.
Whereas, they're just some demons.
Yeah,
They're just some demons for real. Like I was looking for a picture and I was like, what did I expect? They are literally just 3 demons. So this is kind of like the equivalent of the 3 sisters in like Greek mythology or whatever.
Fate, yeah.
The Fates, and then
they've kind of underboss material.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with for being like
what's
the villain.
Mephisto like? Do we have Mephisto in this story?
Mephisto is basically like the devil.
I know he's basically like the devil. He's the one where Spider-Man like makes a contract with him or something.
And it like
right?
undoes
and then
his
it means
marriage
that
and
he
saves
can't
Aunt
be
May.
with MJ.
Yeah.
Silly plotline.
Marvel Fisto, yeah. Spider-Man, you're not allowed to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Unlucky.
You have to be relatable to everyone. Yeah. You have to be sad and alone. What? Like, okay.
Do we make this a Spider-Man movie? No,
we do not make this a Spider-Man movie.
I think a Midnight Suns movie might be something.
It could be.
Or
I kind of like. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. This might be that I've been watching too much Criminal Minds, but we start making a procedural show, but for Steak and the Midnight Suns,
okay.
and this becomes an episode on the procedural.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to pitch to me right now. Why that's a really good idea.
It's not a really good idea.
Okay, no.
Like, it's a funny one. Whereas...
Okay, because I like the idea that these are like your Loki in Avengers 1, where it's like these are your undervillains, but they're not like there's Mephisto is the bigger thing. Now, do we
push for a phase? Oh, we haven't worked out what phase.
We haven't worked out what phase we are going for yet. Now, Phase 3.
Phase 3. Are you kidding me? How like most of that is just Thanos is big.
Phase 3 is everything from Civil War all the way up to Far From Home.
Including Far From Home?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. So, this could be a... Hold on. Now... Given what we've already established with Glyph...
Right. What, the Howling Commandos are a thing still, and we want Blade.
Could this be our Howling Commandos? So, like what you were saying about not procedural, but
right.
like this is our prequel show. I say prequel show. It's just set before. Mm-hmm. It's the Howling Commandos in the 5-year gap between Infinity War and Endgame. So we get to show a bit more about what that time period was like, and the setting up of this team.
Right.
And, like, do fun, weird alien Mephisto... Not alien, demon Mephisto stuff.
How much of this is covering what Agatha is doing right now?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I kind of like the idea, now hear me out, that we eventually get to a point where we make this Midnight Suns MCU timeline thing, and it has Blade, Glyph, and Agatha all chilling under one roof.
I'm going to need you to finish Agatha all along.
Understandable.
I'm going to need you to finish Agatha all along for this.
Understandable.
Because listener at home, if you have already seen Agatha, you know
not listening.
that there are some things that would indicate that maybe Agatha would not be so inclined to join the Midnight Suns.
Interesting.
The Young Avengers, maybe. But
Fascinating.
maybe not the Midnight Suns.
Fascinating.
Yeah, they turn her into a baby.
Yeah. She becomes a small
I'm
child.
getting quite attached to this idea of like your Howling Commandos show. It could even be a show with more episodes than your standard Disney Plus. A la your like
probably not 22.
No, not like 12. Oh,
because that would be like a true procedural from like the 2000s.
Yeah,
It'd be like
2000s. Like no.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, I didn't realize we were in phase 1. Like, but like
it's Agents of Shield all the way down.
Yeah, but I was
20 episodes.
But you definitely could do like a 10 episode thing about the like the recreation of the Howling Commandos.
Right.
As like a...
But how much of this is us just making our own pitch now? Because we gotta do the Haazareth.
Yeah, and there are villains. There are villains. Because the one thing about this list that I know of is that there's no groups in this list of characters, but we can still make group movies or group shows, like team shows.
There's the weird thing about this one for me is that they never explicitly name each individual Haazareth.
Yeah.
It's just the Haazareth 3.
Well, we can make them historical figures. We can fuck around with this if you want.
We could fuck around with this. Which Marvel characters have they actually killed off by Phase 3? Like, actually killed off? Because Agent Coulson does not count.
So, Quicksilver,
okay.
If we're going for in between Infinity War and Endgame, fucking half of everyone. If you want really killed, you've got Loki, you've got Heimdall.
Well, Loki's not even really killed.
He is.
Yeah, but there's a version of him out there. Doesn't really
the Loki
count,
from the Loki TV show isn't
the same. I know it's not the same Loki, but if there's still a Loki chilling about, it's not really a kill off.
I'm sorry.
It's not though, is it?
If there's another Iron Man in a different universe,
yeah, it's not really a kill off.
It absolutely is.
Don't count it.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
Tony Stark is very much dead.
Can you get the same actor for a contract?
That doesn't matter.
Matters to me.
But it's not. But that's not what death is. Like Gamora is dead.
Right, yeah, Gamora's dead. But
then the younger Gamora, who is very much a different character, because she has had like a branched history.
Yeah.
Loki is the same, and he's not even in the 616 universe anyway. He's not even in the main timeline universe. He's out, spoilers, in ethereal
in the
timeline,
time,
in
yeah.
time world, or
In
out of time
Timeland.
world, yeah. But,
I because what I was trying to go with there,
what about someone like Caecilius, the villain from Doctor Strange 1?
I forgot that was his full name, and I thought you were talking about like the Cambridge Latin course.
No.
And then being like, my boy Caecilius in Pompeii, he needs a story. And
Truly a reference for no one.
a reference for no one, absolutely no one, but maybe Rue.
Yes, our other
Producer,
producer and founding member.
right. Oh, okay. If we can't think of enough actually dead Marvel characters, what I was going to suggest was that we get actually killed off Marvel characters and we make them the Haazareth free.
That's what. Yeah.
But I don't think there's enough there because Quicksilver doesn't really even.
What
fit
if they're
that mold
What if
that
they're
well.
made up of dead villains from the big three?
Is Red Skull actually dead now, or is he still? He's chilling
Red
by
Skull.
that
but
place.
but Arnim Zola's dead.
Which one again?
Little Toby Jones man.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
Toby Jones man is dead.
Toby Jones is dead. Yeah,
We
real.
can get like Obadiah Stane from Iron Man 1. And then we can get someone from Thor. We can get someone from Thor. Surely. We can get
Hel.
the dark elf man.
The one played by
by Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah.
Now we can recast that because who gives a fuck. But like
I want him back. I think he'd love this role as well.
you'd be like, oh, I get to have another lot of makeup put on my face. The one thing that I really hated.
he'll probably hate that part, but he'll probably love the paycheck.
True.
He'll probably love the paycheck that he's getting. So, right, so we got the Toby Jones one, we got the Christopher Eccleston one, and
then the Jeff Bridges one.
Now, I like this because I think it's funny if you have like a scene with them and Mephisto, and then them waking up in hell, being like, "Oh fuck," and then being reassigned to is like, "No, you are no longer
yourselves.
You are now the Haazareth free," and it's like, what the fuck does this mean?
I think what you should what it would be is that like Mephisto offers them a deal that it's like I'll give you a second chance to get your revenge on those who killed you, but in return you have to serve me for eternity. And they're like, I fucking hate Tony Stark, I fucking hate Captain America, I fucking hate Thor.
Oh, what's they immediately just like spill all of their
and then they're
locked in on contracts with the devil.
Yeah, because it's the devil.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, no, I'm a fan of this. Okay, I'm a big fan of this.
How do you? If these are these going to be our villains of this show? Do you reckon, or do we?
We can't really make them the heroes, can we? Is that even something that's possible? Is that something that's possible? Is you make the Haazareth free your protagonist of a show?
I'm thinking,
now that we've humanized them, I guess, by making them background characters, I think you can maybe do something. But even then, it's a stretch.
I think you could absolutely have fun with the. I mean, one possibility is that you have fun with this idea that they've been sent to Earth, and things are already in chaos anyway because of the snap. If you're going for Phase 3.
Right, so the reason we don't really know about the demons chilling about town is because everyone was so preoccupied.
And to be fair, it could be something that happens. It's because there's the Avengers are basically still dissembled. What's the word for
disbanded?
Disbanded. There we go.
Right. Yeah, because Iron Man's still be chilling.
He's like, I'm gonna go have a child. No.
Oh yeah, and then he goes has the child.
I'm going to have my child now.
Yes.
And forget about Peter.
That's what he says out loud.
He says that.
He says that out loud, and it's a part of dialogue. And he says, "I'm going to go away now, and I'm going to forget about Peter."
My character needs some conflict here, so I'm going to have a child.
Hello, I'm gone now.
Right. But do you like that time period?
Well, I have to, don't I? The dice have decreed that I have to like.
Well,
this
no,
time
but it could
period.
be pre-Infinity War if we really wanted it to be.
What would be pre-Infinity War?
So, okay, so the
Hold on, we got the timeline right here. So what? Civil War, Black Panther, Homecoming, Doctor Strange, Ragnarok, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then Infinity War.
Infinity War, Endgame, and Far From Home. So it can be any. That's quite a lot of room, as opposed to like Phase 2, that's more penned in as like between the two Avengers movies. I think the most interesting time period in this very much is that 2019 to 2020. It actually should be 2020. Yeah, 2019 to 2023, like, or 2018 to 2023, like, gap of 5 years between Infinity War and Endgame.
Does it have to be on Earth?
I think it should be, because it's typically with the demon stuff, it's normally Earth-centric anyway.
True.
And I think
does Blade be killing vampires or demons as well?
I think he's just vampires normally. I think he moves to demons when it's like when he's doing a team up thing.
Right, that's when he.
But like,
when he has a new interest.
I think because we're stuck with Phase 3, this means we can't do Midnight Suns.
I reckon what we can do. So what phase was?
Glyph was
Phase 5, right?
Yeah. So way after.
Way after. So
but
is before
this is
Glyph
this is what I mean about the Howling Commandos stuff, though. I think we'd focus it on that way, and you have it that it's ordinary people trying to solve like. So you've got like. The world's in panic anyway from like how like weird it is that half the population's disappeared, and then you've got this group of the Howling Commandos comes about from there being weird supernatural stuff happening as well.
Okay, I got it. So this is why. So we have the Howling Commandos from episode 2, Glyph, in Egypt, right? And I think they're still called the Howling Commandos about that point. This is this stuff that happens in Phase 3, where it's like a new team, like the new up-and-comers of the Howling Commandos realize that they should reform and turn into Stake. And this is how Stake gets formed.
Almost like an Agent Carter type.
Kind of, yeah. And then you do kind of do Criminal Minds. You have like a behavioral analysis unit, but it's for demons and vampires and werewolves. Kind of like in Hellboy. It's kind of like a Hellboy.
Should we see if we can find some MCU characters that we already know, some that we already know of, and then some.
Do they have like their version of Constantine?
Look it up.
Look it up. Oh, I know. Captain Britain's in some shit at some point.
What with magic?
Yeah.
Look up who the Midnight Suns are usually made up of quickly.
Right.
Because even if we're not doing
Blade in this show. I want Blade in this show, unironically.
We can have this being like the introduction to Blade. Even though we said that about the last one. That is the.
It was just like I just like Blade.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Blade. Was
Midnight Suns roster.
Midnight Suns characters. Not the game, silly. Oh, is it because it's Suns rather than Suns?
It's both, unfortunately.
Silly.
It got changed to Midnight Suns with a U to.
To what? Why?
Because Midnight.
For what point? Like...
so that it's more about because it was originally Midnight Suns male only cast.
Ah, right.
And then it became Midnight Suns.
Right.
Like.
Okay, so we got Man-Thing.
Right.
We got Moon Knight. We got Ghost Rider. We got Wong.
Okay.
We have what? We have Wong.
We have Wong. Okay.
Okay, and then Doctor Voodoo.
Okay.
Blade. Elsa Bloodstone.
Yeah, from Werewolf by Night. If you ever watched that.
So she's in Werewolf by Night. Okay, I have not seen that.
Right.
I do not care for
It's
But,
pretty good.
well, I
sh-
should
it's a pretty
probably-
good.
I maybe should
it's a
watch
pretty
it.
good. It's not short. It's like it's an hour long, but
It's a
like,
TV movie, from what I've heard. Yeah,
it's also not long enough to be a TV movie.
TV movie's like an hour.
That's an episode.
Yeah, that's why it's called a TV movie.
Okay.
Whereas,
I think we can. I don't think it should be all Midnight Suns. I think we should pick a few. I'm going.
yeah,
I
especially
vote
because I
for-
don't think Moon Knight really works in the way
No.
that he's currently in. Especially because like he's not in the.
I reckon
not
we.
in the
I reckon we go for
stuff yet.
Blade and Ghost Rider as our two.
Ghost Rider's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider is a very interesting one. The idea of just making sure that Ghost Rider is in the MCU canon in Phase 3, and he's just chilling.
Yeah.
What is Ghost Rider's whole stick again?
I think he punishes evil people. That's really vague, but like I'm pretty sure he can like look into your soul and judge you if you're good or if you're like good or evil. I seem to remember. And he punishes.
so he's so it's Johnny Blaze and Carter Slade, depending on what year.
Right.
Which, hear me out, we could definitely have the horseback one be in the 60s.
No, not another.
We
not
could
another
do
flashback.
it. We could do
not
it.
another flashback.
If we wanted it, it's there. You know what I mean?
I'm a big fan of the more modern one, the one with the car.
With the bike.
No, the one with the car.
There's one with a car.
Yeah, there's Robbie Reyes, I think.
But what is that whole gimmick?
What do you mean? What's their whole gimmick?
Okay, so Johnny Blaze sold his soul to save the life of his foster father, and agrees to give the soul to Satan, later revealed to be an archdemon named Mephisto. This works.
Yeah.
This works because the Haazareth and then Mephisto were all connected. So what I reckon we do is, even though this is an episode about the Haazareth 3, we start off with Ghost Rider and Ghost Rider's origin story. Oh wait, is this an episode or is this a TV thing or is this
A movie. Yeah.
coin?
What do you want it to be? Should we say Heads movie tells show?
Sure.
Right, Heads movie tells show. Because otherwise we keep going, what do you want it to be? And then we just choose
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, true.
Show.
Show.
It's a show.
I quite
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
I quite like it being a show. Right, new plan, new pitch. This is just the Midnight Suns TV show. And it's how the Midnight Suns become a thing. Or it's Stake, the TV show.
I think it's Steak.
Right, it's Stake. And I'm saying it now. I'm going to make every opportunity to make this just be a Criminal Minds knockoff. But in the Marvel Cinematic Universe where everything is supernatural.
So
That's what's gonna happen.
I'm thinking, so far we have Wong, Ghost Rider, and Blade.
Yeah.
I think are our main three people with supernatural powers.
This is after Doctor Strange, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think we have this be in the middle of
Wong is not blipped, isn't he?
yeah. So that's what I mean. He becomes
The
Sorcerer Supreme, and that's why I think that he is the one who is like, hey, ever since half of like Kamatage and all of the magic stuff have disappeared, demons have been getting out.
Yeah, he needs
Because I'm
outside help as
yeah,
well. He needs
and-
different people with
And then
different
Wong ends up being like the Nick Fury.
I've worked out what's going on. Okay, right. So
Okay.
we have Stake. We have that organization, and I think we have the guy with the bowl hat. His ancestor or whatever.
Yeah,
Right? So-
grandson. Yeah,
Yeah, we have that grandson who's like a very spec opsy kind of type,
Yeah.
like military dude, and he's organizing this group called the Howling Commandos, and they're on a mission after they've heard that 3 demons have been summoned to Earth, right?
yeah,
And then Wong teleports in and ruins everything for him, but then they eventually team up,
yeah,
and then we go to Ghost Rider.
yeah.
And then we hear the whole origin story of Ghost Rider, and we go, "Oh, right, he's connected to Mephisto. How does that play into everything?"
I like the idea of the new Howling Commandos being like a Black Ops unit, like
Yeah,
yeah,
like if anything, like they're so secretive that they're just kind of like sent in to whatever
Do you know what it should be? Do you
remote
know what it should
site
be?
that it is.
Because we've said that one of them is Toby Jones, Arnim Zola.
Yeah.
One of like the computer thing, one of Arnim Zola's little computer things,
Wakes up.
is activated with his username and password, which then they're like,
hold on,
there's Hydra about.
Yeah, and it's like, well, didn't he get blown up?
Yeah,
in Winter Soldier,
the machine thing did. Yeah, but I think like it's like somebody's using this old passphrase to get into these buildings.
Yeah, and only Toby Jones's Zola character could do that.
So they're sent in to go and get him.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's 3 demons, and there's 3 Sanctum Santorums as well.
Oh,
the 3 of them can attack at the same time. We can do something as our finale, which is that they're attacking that.
Yeah. The only issue with that being a finale, though, is that you know by Doctor Strange 2 that they're still up. Like, all 3 as well.
Well, we just have it that this came out before then.
Oh, you mean this is just a different universe where this happened to come out before?
Yeah. Also, fuck. The problem with the Star Wars prequel series is that you know that Darth Vader dies that Anakin Skywalker dies in Episode 6. So it's all pointless.
Nothing ever happened.
Nothing
ever happened.
Remember, there's nothing wrong with a prequel. It's not about knowing that the people succeed. It's about how they succeed. You don't go into Avengers...
Yeah, but that's not quite true. You still need to have a form of tension.
You don't go into Avengers Endgame being like, damn, I really hope that
they win.
That they win, but like maybe they don't bring anyone
back.
Your
brain knows that
but it's about how they solve the problem of half of everyone is dead.
No, okay, I agree, but it's still like you still need like a little ounce of something.
Yeah, which is why you've got your
so like
you've got your entire disposable team.
No, I know, but like even if hypothetically you have just something where it's like the demons want a MacGuffin inside of the Sanatorium, like the Sanctums.
Yeah.
That means you don't know whether or not they did actually breach the Sanctum and they did actually take it.
Yeah.
Rather than...
Yeah.
It just adds a bit more...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, let's work that out. I think they needed... There's a device that they're looking for that can, like, bring Mephisto into the, like, real world. Like, he's trapped. He's like Null from the Sony...
Oh, God. He's like Null, but we're not going to think about that.
Like, Mephisto can send people... Oh, shit, this is just Null. Let's not do that, then. What if there's a device that can swap like demons and humans from hell to Earth or something, and their plan is like put all the humans in hell and all the demons get to live on Earth.
Right.
No, that's nothing, isn't it? That's nothing. That's shit, isn't it? Okay. What would Mephisto want?
It's like if the Earth is actually a rotating disc and you just flip it, and then it's hell on Earth.
That's so stupid. I'm sure there's plot lines like that. Because like there's some versions of hell in certain comics. I think it's in the DC comic stuff where hell is literally just the same. The same layout as Earth with like the cities and stuff.
Right.
But
it's just a different.
Yeah.
It's like a plane of existence, like in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
It's like the Shadow Realm
or the
Feywild,
which was the one that they keep using in Stranger Things. The Upside Down.
No, they use the Shadow.
Oh, which is
Yeah.
This is why I don't do D&D lore.
No, you don't.
It's fucking boring.
Audience listeners, if you need D&D lore, I am here.
Yeah.
I can unfortunately recite the tomes. All right.
What, like, Mephisto's big thing is that he likes having, like, deals that make sure that he comes out on top or something. But, like, what...
Right, so Ghost Rider has a contract with Mephisto. What is that contract in the MCU timeline?
Reap as many souls as possible. Send sinners down to hell, Ghost Rider.
Mm.
It can just be standard. I want to take over. I actually think that the whole bringing Mephisto to Earth so that he can operate. So, like, maybe the whole thing is that it's very different.
Be celestial. So Mephisto starts climbing out of Earth, right? Roughly somewhere in the Pacific Ocean.
No.
And then he gets frozen into a statue, and then they don't talk about it
for another few phases. Yeah. Now,
that's what they do.
I think that what we establish.
I love that.
I think what we establish is that at the moment it's very difficult for, like, people have to go to certain parts of the world where, like, the veil is thin, so that they can make deals with Mephisto, and it's really slowing down the rate. It's like a really slow rate of, like, little contract deals that he's making with people. So, like, we can establish that Ghost Rider's deal happened in one of these, like, you know, like, ley line, like, places where the thing between Earth and Hell is, like, thin, right?
Right.
And what if he's like, I could do so much more if I was just on Earth. And his plan, because, like, I swear there's some stuff with Mephisto where he's like a CEO of a company.
Fascinating.
Where, you might want to double check that.
Right.
Hey, Jamie, pull it up.
Mephisto company.
No.
Marvel. You fool. Who would call themselves Mephisto?
Some Marvel head.
Right, some Marvel head that says we need our company to sound like a demon. Like, well, he owns a company.
I swear I've seen stuff that's like...
Tormenting the Surfer. Oh, the Silver Surfer. Right. Yeah. Just a surfer. He's been bullying a surfer for years.
Like, I swear there's some stuff where he's, like, on Earth.
Maybe.
I think Mephisto is used a lot when Marvel is scared of saying the devil in things.
Right.
Like,
yes.
The comic censorships will get me. This is a tough one. I
think I got it. Okay. Right. So, we're doing Stake.
Yeah.
And so the core thing is essentially that we need a reason why all of those people in that group combine and form up. So I think you need an A plot, a B plot, and a C plot. Mm-hmm. The A plot right now at the beginning of the season is going to be Howling Commandos guy plus Wong.
Yeah.
And they're figuring out what these three demons are doing on Earth and why are they trying to, like, constantly attack the Sanctum Sanatorium. Yeah. And I think it's funnier if that group of three fairly comedic, like that comedic combination of Toby Jones, Christopher Eccleston, and Jeff Bridges are all trying and failing constantly throughout the season.
Yeah.
And so it's more like, get away, you scamps.
Yeah.
And then suddenly Mephisto shows up and that's the actual problem.
Yeah.
Like, Mephisto is just finding new ways to try and get to a MacGuffin. That MacGuffin maybe being as stupid as, like, the Book of the Dead.
He's trying to get...
like, different pages of the Book of the Dead, like, from Evil Dead 2, right? Just something silly
he's
where
trying
it's
to find the Darkhold again.
No, is the Darkhold basically the Book of the Dead?
Yes. How have you not figured that out?
I just forgot about the Darkhold, I'm going to be honest with you.
But it's important.
Right, okay, right, but a MacGuffin where it's like, okay, here are these vaguely but not quite satanic symbols that are used to do something with the dead in a way that like brings an army of the undead to Earth. And Wong and the Howling Commanders are probably like, fuck, man, we just lost half the population. We're not going to then suddenly have an army of the undead show up and wipe out the other half of the population. You know what I mean? Right, so that's their goal. So that's the A plot. Then the B plot is Ghost Rider chilling and driving from state to state, living his life, and then eventually we find out why he's tied into this plotline at all. So I think that's what's going on. And then
we have Blade.
Suddenly Blade.
Right.
And Blade's maybe got his own vampire killing spree thing going on. And the reason why we don't notice this as much in the continuity is because it's in that 5-year gap. Like how Hawkeye went full crazy and became the Ronin or something, right?
And then almost pretty much got away with it scot-free. Went on a murder spree and no one...
went on a murder spree and no one cared. Probably because he's Hawkeye, but like we will. Right, so it's essentially that. That's the cop-out excuse that we're using, is that it's that time in the MCU, therefore no one's really noticing all of these like
weird
actual
shit.
Supernatural
people are too busy
people.
Like mourning the fact that like half of everyone they know has disappeared.
And I think what you do there is you essentially have Blade doing his thing, Ghost Rider doing his thing, the Howling Commandos and Wong doing their thing, and then you realise that they're all connected together, and that Mephisto is literally the devil and has been making this cunning plot that somehow involves like vampire cults, like evil no good doers in like some backwater states, and also
I think with the
demons,
with the Blade plot point, it's quite simple. Is that you have it start out that Blade is following a conspiracy that starts out with like vampires,
but then
he's like, oh, this is really weird. Like they're doing like the vampires are clearly like working for someone. Who's and the vampires are maybe even the vampires have made a deal with like Mephisto that like if they can secure this thing, they'll get turned back into humans. Or something.
It's kind of like a all roads lead to Mephisto, and that means that they all go on that same connect the dots path. All as very solo groups, right? And then they realize, oh, they're all trying to find the same thing at the same time,
right? Which is
which is the Mephisto plot of some form,
which is
being organized by the Haazareth Free.
Which is what is the plot? What's the plot line? What's the thing?
What's the MacGuffin? It's I don't know. They have a thing that combine. So there's something in all three Sanctum Sanatoriums that they're trying to get at, and if you combine all three of these MacGuffins, they become a big MacGuffin, and then that MacGuffin causes the undead on Earth. That's what it is. That's what it is, baby. And Blade doesn't like the undead. Not a fan. Ghost Rider, not a massive fan of the undead.
He thinks everyone should, once they go to hell, should stay there.
Yeah, Wong, not partial to the undead. Because he likes living.
Yeah.
Bowler Hat Man.
I think it can be.
Plotline.
I think it can be right that
Man Thing. We need Man Thing.
No, we can't.
We need Man Thing.
We can't.
Why can't we have Man Thing?
Because Man Thing is in Werewolf by Night.
Oh,
somebody needs to pay attention.
Fine. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. One
day.
day.
So like, I think the way that you keep it contained is that you have the outbreak start in Kamatage. Like,
what do you mean by the outbreak?
So the zombie outbreak.
But we don't have that yet. Because that's the MacGuffin.
Yeah, and we need to have it go off. Obviously,
no, we need the Haazareth. The Haazareth, the ones fucking around before that.
No, but I'm saying the ending of the thing.
The ending is that they break into the sanctums and they make it go off.
Yeah, and then it's like containing it before it gets
go. It's all kind of contained in the sanctum, and then it's them.
And it happening in the sanctum is an important part of the step, because the sanctum has those you remember those window things that can take you fucking anywhere on Earth.
Oh, and so the zombies are doing it from there to try and break out into different places.
Yeah,
that's actually really good. Yeah, and then that would also mean that that's a location where they can all team up at the end and then have their big fight down.
Yeah,
and like Blade teams up with Ghost Rider, and then the fans go,
yeah, clap,
and then we're like, yeah, that's right, audience, clap, and then
and then we can have a line being like, God, from Wong that's like, God, I miss Strange.
And then, wait, no, Wong says, like, team-ups is usually Mr. Strange's thing.
Yeah. And then he gets sad.
And then he gets sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though team-ups was never Doctor Strange's thing, but team-ups is kind of his thing more than Wong's thing. Until
is it the entire? You could say the
then,
entirety of the. Anyway,
until Shang-Chi, where he's in there.
He's having a little fight for fun.
Yeah. All right, I think we got it.
Okay, so now let's.
It took a while, but we got it.
All right. Now let's detail some more of the
episodes
of the plot line.
Oh God,
not by episode. We don't have to bother with episode by episode.
I think I did it right. We got the if you look at it as a free arc, right? So you got it as a free arc. It's kind of essentially a whodunit mystery style thing. You got Act 1, which is them searching and discovering, right?
Right.
All on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Act 3 is zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Act 2 is teaming up, realizing it's all a big conspiracy.
Yeah.
And I reckon it would be 6 episodes.
And I think
so
we need to go a little bit more into detail about the Haazareth, because we haven't done that yet.
Okay, right. Okay. So we got Toby Jones, who's probably going to be harassing the Howling Commandos, right?
Yeah. So
he's going to be on that one. And
so I think that the Toby Jones one is important because he is looking for stuff from old Shield headquarters places or old Shield bases. And that's how the Howling Commandos get involved.
I think that, if anything, Toby Jones's job is to, like, each of the... Right, so these guys are all kind of silly. So I think their job isn't really to attack the Sanctums. Their job is more to distract each of those 3 groups. Because they know that if they keep everyone who's left on Earth distracted, then Mephisto can then kind of finalize the deal with something else.
Right.
So they're kind of a distraction. So Toby Jones is distracting the Howling Commandos while they're trying to uncover what's actually going on. And then Christopher Eccleston, I reckon, is going to be distracting Blade. And then I think it's really funny if Jeff Bridges is dealing with Ghost Rider.
I think
who would you cast at these people?
As the other?
Well, Ghost Rider for one. Okay. I know that they had someone for Blade, and then he dropped out.
Okay, so I like what's his name? The other younger. So if you go onto Ghost Rider's thing again, Ghost Rider's wiki page.
Oh right, you're asking which Ghost Rider?
Yeah, I think I like the one that has the car, which is, Robbie Reyes. Scroll up. You had it on the side.
Did I?
Yeah. It says notable aliases.
Robbie Reyes.
Alter ego. Robbie Reyes. Yeah.
He's got like a car and everything.
He has like a muscle car.
But I feel like everyone's... That could be good because it could be the one that people weren't expecting.
It's
but
the one that
I think everyone does think Ghost Rider.
The one they use. It's the one they use in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well.
Really?
Is Robbie Reyes? Yeah.
They don't use the bike one. I thought they used the bike one.
They don't.
That's wild. Maybe we use the bike one.
Okay, sure.
Because then it separates him from.
But then it's Ghost Rider. But then it's Nick Cage. It's the Nick Cage one.
True, but then Nick Cage is obviously not canon.
Yeah, but then
who made the Nick Cage one?
Probably New. I would assume it would be
which company?
Probably New Line Cinema. Because that's who did like Daredevil, the original Daredevil film.
Oh, and Blade and all
Blade
that
and stuff. Yeah.
Right. Interesting.
So, go back to the
you got to go back.
So I'm guessing Ghost Rider was on the Thunderbolts. Interesting.
New plan.
No. The Thunderbolt. We can't do the Thunderbolt. He was in the new Fantastic. God, he's in everyone. He's been every team. Careful. He's in every team. He's in the Shield. He's in the Champions. God. I suppose because it's all of the different alter egos, right?
Yeah.
Which stop scrolling. I can't read.
Ultimately, if you're a comic book writer, who's the coolest motherfucker out there?
No, the one.
Right, it's the one that has a skull head and rides a fire.
They all have a skull head. They all have skull heads.
Exactly. But I'm just saying, like, who would you put in a team up if you were a comic book writer and you needed something cool in a week? You put the skull head man with the bike everywhere.
All right, so Johnny Blaze then.
Johnny Blaze, right? Yes.
Right, and so if we're going for Johnny Blaze, who are some up and coming people? Look it up. Look.
What do you mean?
Actors. Who are some upcoming like?
Oh right, who you would cast?
Yeah. As in, look it up with the
I'm thinking
with the screens.
I was about to say Vin Diesel, but then I realised he is
quite old.
He's also Groot.
Yeah, and quite old.
Nah, hear me out. Okay, here's what you do. You don't look for up and comings. You look at the Fast and Furious cast.
Oh God.
And then you try and get someone from there. And then
Okay. We'll go on to because immediately. Actually, what about Josh Duhamel from the Transformers movies?
Which one is Josh Duhamel?
Transformers, the original.
Josh, that one?
Yep.
Yeah, why not? Sold.
Okay, so you've got Josh Duhamel as Ghost Rider.
Right. Right, Josh Duhamel as Ghost Rider. I'm assuming it's still the same guy that
still
plays Blade.
Mahershala Ali as Blade, yeah.
And then we've got Wong, and we've got
Mephisto
Howling
is the
Commandos.
big one.
I think you can get anyone, though. Steve Carell.
Oh, God, no.
It just came into my head. I was like, yeah, get Steve Carell in there.
No.
A weird one. I'd say John Malkovich.
Okay.
I could see John Malkovich playing a really evil little douchebag.
If they hadn't already used
Have they used John Malkovich?
No, I was gonna say if they hadn't already used what's his name from the Constantine movie, he would have been great. Look up Constantine Devil.
All right.
He's like a perfect. He's like the one that's like dripping with oil and stuff. John Malkovich is a very good choice.
I think John Malkovich works. I think it's a weird one that you wouldn't expect as well. And then
I almost like Keanu Reeves.
There's a character called Father Hennessy.
It's the dude from Until Dawn.
Hold on, it's just that guy.
Yeah.
You know what? He would be good though.
But that's what I'm saying. But he already plays it in the Constantine.
Yeah, but fuck that. I was from 2005. It's the year 2024, baby. We forget things. We can put him back in.
We could get.
He's great in
Al
Fargo
Pacino.
as well.
We could get Al Pacino, who has already played the devil.
Nah, but I don't. I think he's too old.
What about? I think Keanu Reeves could do it as a more because sometimes, right,
Keanu Reeves could be a good devil in the MCU.
The devil doesn't need to be evil looking. Like part of he needs to almost be charming,
right?
In that way that makes people want to make deals with him and they trust him enough.
Yeah,
that
for
he's
sure.
Not
Yeah. No, I actually quite like that. I like someone who's kind of charming and can make people be gullible.
And
can like act like a prick if he wants to be.
Very disarming. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Keanu Reeves.
And then Keanu
Reeves, and then fantastic. I think there is only so much that you can do with this plotline. Because
these characters are.
This is a little bit of a whack-ass one.
Yeah.
But I think we've done an okay job. It's just that the way we've solved this episode, as we've just said, ignore that. Let's do Blade and Ghost Rider.
No, we have. To be fair, we haven't. We've made them our villains, our secondary villains.
We made them our secondary villains.
But what can you do? They work.
Like legit. What can you do with the Haazareth?
It'd be like if we got those weird rock creatures from Doctor Strange 2 that like Wanda controls for like a bit. It'd be like, what would you do with that?
I'd have ideas.
Yeah, like, and they would be this.
I'd have ideas. I'd have ideas,
like,
and I'd cope with that one.
Yeah.
You hear that? I'd do well with that plotline.
How are we doing for time?
51 minutes.
Okay.
I reckon we've wrapped it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and with that, Mr. Feige.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This one wasn't as good.
I am very sorry. But you might get a kick out of it.
Yeah, Mr. Feige, you might enjoy this.
And make the Midnight Suns movie.
It might make
please,
you thoughtful.
Please make Midnight Suns.
Yeah, make Midnight Suns.
If you can't get Blade to work, just make the Midnight Suns and put Blade in
Yeah,
it.
and then put Blade in it.
Yeah.
Done.
And Kit Harington.
No.
I mean, yeah, we need Kit Harington.
Oh, no, but you don't need Kit Harington, man. You just need the Ebony Blade.
Yeah.
You need, like 5 minutes of Kit Harington's character where he trips over something and then falls, and then the Ebony Blade, like, lands in him.
No.
And that's... that's all you need.
I didn't watch Eternals.
I love Kit Harington as well. It's just that character is so boring.
Listen to me. I didn't watch through all of Eternals just to have it not mean anything. It
never meant anything.
It has to mean something.
It never did.
It
never will.
I mean, it will now.
And it's so sad because I love all of it.
Literally,
I love everyone involved on that project.
Yeah.
And then it just, yeah.
Yeah. It will. I mean, literally, with the new Captain America movie coming out, it's going to mean something now.
Really though?
The whole celestial island being made out of...
I get it, but like...
So we bear in mind, the movie hasn't come out yet. It comes out in February 14th. It's...
Right, and today is the 27th of November.
For us, and...
not for you
probably
guys.
around Christmas or later, because you probably won't watch this on the day it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know what the plot line is, but supposedly... The celestial island is made of adamantium. That's the big.
That's the whole thing, right?
That's the big thing. When adamantium is stronger than vibranium, supposedly, and it absorbs gamma radiation. Why does that sound
like a Donald Trump impression? Folks,
vibranium
is not as good as everyone says. Adamantium, American made, fantastic.
And but the other thing that makes adamantium important is that it can absorb gamma rays, which means it can defeat Hulks. That's the one thing.
That's the whole thing.
That's why Hulk versus Wolverine is always such a good.
I mean, it's it's cool.
It's because Hulk. It's because
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
It all boils down to how much was Eternals really worth it.
That's Celestial Island, the hand in the ocean.
Yeah, but that happens in like 5 minutes in that movie, and then the rest of it's like what?
You're so right.
I am.
I wish I'd never seen that movie.
Yeah, no, like.
Although
the
Harry Styles,
the Harry Styles is funny, and then also the
Icarus flying into the sun.
Sun is amazing. It's the best thing.
But like, okay. So very quickly before we end this episode out, the thing that's hilarious about that is that they established that all of the myths and legends surrounding these characters are stories made up by Sprite, the little child one.
Yeah, the energy
and
the drink, the soft drink.
So then that means that the story of Icarus flying too close to the sun already exists in the MCU. And then Icarus decided to fly into the sun.
Yeah, and he was just I must do it for the bit.
Yeah.
He literally just flew into the sun
such
for the bit.
Such an unserious movie. Like it takes itself too seriously. And it's like... It feels like a movie that Warner Brothers would have made, if I'm very honest.
We almost signed out, and then it was like, hold on,
I hate Eternals.
Eternals.
And if you do happen to like Eternals, good for you.
That's fine. I'm so glad that you enjoyed that movie.
I wish I could like Eternals.
Yeah, I wish I could like it as well.
I think the majority of people who say they like Eternals, personally, like it because it's different from the MCU, and it's different in a shit way, not in a way that's actually good. And they like Chloe Zhao, and they're like, oh my god, Chloe Zhao's great.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not sorry. I'm sorry I watched Eternals.
I'm sorry, audience listeners, and I'm sorry, Mr. Feige. And with that, goodbye.